All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I said me if it go flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away me self. Have to take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Surely I clean where I ease. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. But this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Friday, November 13th. Yes, it's Friday the 13th. And we have a special guest today. He's going to continue from where we left off last week with Rasta and reggae music, none other than Asante Amen. And of course, we can't left out none other than Flavius, all the way in St. Mary, Jamaica. Morning, Flavius.
Morning, Franco. Morning, listeners. Morning, viewers. Morning, all. I must say a big shout out to the people of Enfield and, of course, the people of Garden Town who are now locked in because of the devastating flooding and breakaways that have locked their communities from outside. Hope everybody has enough food and they are in good spirits as the authorities try and clear a path for them to be able to leave. Of course, we say good morning to Portland, Port Anthony, Charlestown Maroons in Charlestown, another day, especially today, Market Day in another bay. Of course, pharmacists in another bay. And, we move over to Barbados, hello over there, over to Sweden, of course, Belize, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenada, all over. Our friends in London, Toronto, all over Canada. Good morning.
Yes, indeed. Morning to everyone, wherever you are, worldwide. Today,
Oh, yes.
the corona numbers have gone up in the United States, and I figure it's also in other parts of the world. But when you check out a big country
Yes.
like United States with 159,000 people infected, and some states have just reached 1 million. Texas, California, 1 million people in that state have been infected.
Mhm.
And 1,100 people died yesterday as well. So we're not going to forget the deaths. It's now
700.
244,000 people have died. Well, my good friend Charlie Cross, I have a reminder for us. And this song is about Corona. So I want to hear Charlie Cross telling you about Corona. That's COVID-19 by Charlie Cross. We know COVID not playing. Whatever name she is, some people say COVID-19, coronavirus. My big concern is about the Caribbean countries. How will it affect the Caribbean countries? I hope somebody
How is it?
have some
How is
idea.
it affecting? How is it already affecting us? You know?
Yes, and when it start to spread, because I mean our people are outgoing set of people, you know.
Oh yes.
And as a friend said, as a man said to me, well, worldwide, everybody want to be outdoors. Nobody want to be locked up indoors, which is true. Nobody want to be locked up indoors, but discipline is a thing we have to exercise right now.
And
And
we are well into our greetings and these things, you know, our hugging and all of these things.
and it's not that, because they're saying people are hugging less, shaking and less. Is when you gather,
Yeah,
is when you gather
yeah,
out there. Is when no, they're saying is the close contact where like you stand up beside somebody and know and not wearing a mask. Cause they
yeah,
said people
yeah.
who have a mask and hug and them thing that them not transmit nothing. It was on the news
Yeah,
this
because
morning.
it's not about touch. It's not about touch. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. It's not about touch. Hmm?
the guy is saying if we don't wear masks between now and January, over 300,000 people going die.
Hmm.
Cause and
Yeah,
that's what one of the reasons why they're saying Thanksgiving and the holiday coming up, the number going spike. Because
scary. Yeah,
when you gather together for go
I'm
eat, you gather together for eat,
no,
you have to take off your mask.
yeah,
You know.
steer your yard and eat a turkey by yourself.
Before we go into did
That's
you
your
know?
own way.
Okay,
Hmm?
before we go into did you know? I get this. We got this song from Charlie, and he told us
Yes.
about it. Millie Small, the last song that she
Okay.
did, and so this
Okay.
morning I want to just roll it out, and
Yeah,
it's
man.
Millie Small, you know. Oh my sugar plum.
Okay.
Yes, that was the music. The music of Miss. Yes, indeed. The music of Millie Small. The late Millie Small. And Flavius, this one was sent to us by Charlie.
Okay, yeah, man, that's lovely.
So I have to big up Charlie with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Still have him voice, still have our voice.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
The greats will never be forgotten.
Never
be forgotten. Remember that.
Yeah.
So what you have for us this morning, did you know?
Oh, yeah, this morning we continuing with the Caribbean U.S. relations.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are closing up on this section this morning. Alison, could you give us the finale, please?
Yes, Alison, take it away.
Toward a new foreign policy. The US should be more attuned to the small size and vulnerability of CARICOM countries. Washington should eschew linking the ACP-EU request for a WTO waiver of their new preferential market arrangement to the resolution of the banana dispute. The ongoing US-Caribbean dialogue that began with the 1997 summit has offered Washington an opportunity to address several obstacles to improving relations with the region. US trade policy toward the Caribbean needs to be reconstructed. Underlying any reform must be a greater appreciation of the difficulties that small countries face when trying to effectively participate in the global economy. Because of their size, Caribbean nations risk being disenfranchised. As the WTO protests in Seattle and the IMF, World Bank protests in Washington demonstrated the issues of inequity in current globalization patterns, the need for more democratic global economic governance, and the plight of less developed nations are being repeatedly raised. In its trade policy, the US should take these concerns to heart. Changing US banana policy in such a way that recognizes the Caribbean's continuing need for preferential market access would be a good place to start. Also worthy of consideration is the recent request by the African Caribbean and Pacific Group of Countries, ACP, and the EU that they are granted a waiver from WTO rules. Such a waiver would permit the preferential market access arrangements granted under the Fourth Loam Convention, which expired in February 2000, to continue under the new ACP-EU Partnership Agreement. Unfortunately, the US and several Latin American banana-producing countries have reacted negatively, or coolly at best, to this request. Although it has offered no official resistance to the waiver, the US has reserved the right, at any time, to request the EU to change its banana regime. Instead of categorically linking the request for a waiver to a resolution of the banana dispute, however, the US appears to recognize that the two issues could be pursued on parallel tracks. In any case, the inclusion of a preferential banana regime has not been finalized and will depend on the outcome of negotiations between the EU and its trading partners. In the meantime, the US needs to use its influence in Latin America to dissuade Panama from acting on its threat to stall the implementation of the waiver until the EU amends its banana regime. With regard to sugar quotas, the US should implement CARICOM's recommendation that there be no reduction in the sugar quotas assigned to the region, and that the quotas for individual countries be consolidated into an overall regional quota. Another pending issue that warrants Washington's reconsideration is the expansion of NAFTA through accessions of additional partners. Instead of expanding to become the FTAA, NAFTA could coexist as one of an increasing number of sub-regional groupings in this hemisphere. The negotiating parties have agreed that the FTAA will be a comprehensive, hemispheric, single undertaking. The repeated delay in securing fast-track negotiating authority for the US president, including its application to NAFTA expansion, and pressures from the dynamics of sub-regional integration have raised the issue of whether the FTAA should supersede NAFTA as the principal prism through which Washington would view its relations with the Caribbean. Indeed, the US acknowledged the relevance of this issue by linking the duration of the recently enacted NAFTA parity to the establishment of the FTAA or any other similar regional accord. As an overarching principle, US-Caribbean economic relations should be shaped more by consultations than unilateral actions by the United States. A case in point, the US government and OECD countries' concern regarding the presence of tax havens in the offshore banking centers in the Caribbean. Rather than unilaterally resorting to sanctions or penalties designed to restrict such tax havens, Washington should consult with Caribbean governments about the character and future of offshore banking. Along with tourism, the banking industry has helped diversify the region's economies, and Caribbean governments are now concerned that new US and OECD threats may undermine their weak economies. A positive development is the June 2000 US pact with Trinidad and Tobago to more appropriately and effectively manage the deportees problem. Another encouraging development in keeping with a new consultative relationship was the US Department of Commerce's establishment of the Caribbean-US Trade and Investment Forum in 1999. A $30 million US Agency for International Development Caribbean Regional Strategy and 5-year program of assistance was developed. This program is designed to enhance the region's capacity to participate in the WTO and FTAA processes and to improve its banana marketing capabilities, as well as other components of the agriculture and service sectors. This assistance signifies a recognition that healthier US-Caribbean relations will depend in large measure on the extent to which Washington considers the economic needs and interests of the Caribbean to be an integral part of US security concerns in the region. I am Alison Goodness with today's Did You Know?
Today, Did You Know is brought to you courtesy of Slowly Jamaica, uniquely Caribbean. And so we wrapped up the final segment of US and Caribbean relations. Next week, we'll be touching on the Caribbean Basin Initiative. So make sure you join us next week when we give you more. Did you know? So Flavius.
Yes, sir.
You know, this morning we have our final segment of Rasta and Reggae.
Okay,
Last week I mentioned to our viewers, our listeners, it was a recording. And same thing applied this week as well. You'll be getting the final recording with the artist Asante Amen. So in a few minutes, we're going to take it away. But before I do, I want you to hear just one more song. And a lot of you might remember the artist's name. Might not remember her name, but we haven't played it in a long while, Flavius, so I'm going to play it this morning. Okay?
What's that?
Listen up.
Why them people love take set pound with some man? True, we don't look like we're mighty and strong, but watch the estimation, cause you could be wrong. Cause you see, the power so we have that no normal, and anything we touch you know it gone viral. We just a work and a pray out survival. Worship what? Now worship no idol. Don't know the goodie I fi keep that vital with moringa juice. This to them what I tell, real impress. Put me up on pedestal. Don't know me work now competes with the next gal. Yo, sick of this. Me know them a go sick of this. Give them a love pill and tell them self is swallow this. I try test, but they know they made the wrong pick. Because we powerful, even though we little bit full of blast. invoke what? Nah invoke no demon. Yes, just straight positive vibration with sincere thoughts. Some deep meditation as I impress. How we rule the nation. Ready when them call lioness iration. Yo, sick of this. Me know them a go sick of this. Give them a love pill and tell them step is follow this. I try test, but they know they made the wrong pick. Because we're powerful, even though we lick a bit. Full of bliss, life so full of bliss. Give them a love pill and tell them step is swallow this. I try test, but they know they made the wrong pick. Because we're powerful, even though we lick a bit. The power so we have that no normal. And anything we touch.
Yes, indeed, the power we have is not normal. The music of Minka Love. And we're bringing in Asante Amen. We're going to go right into Asante Amen. And this is the final chat session, or the final segment of Asante two-part series.
Singers and players on instruments, my springs are in thee. So we'll be forever loving Jah. We'll be forever loving Jah. Yes, we'll be forever loving Jah. Forever loving Jah. Rastafari. Oh. You can't tell me how to sight His Majesty. He's revealed to me His personality. I can clearly see His purpose to be sealing the covenant of Jah with His people. If you try, you will hear His whispers in the air. Yes, if the birds can see, then why can't you and me smell the essence of life? Oh, so we'll be forever loving Jah. We'll be forever loving Jah.
Yeah, man, that's Asante Amen representing right now for Franco and Flavius on the Real Stuff podcast. Kayewa. The man, them are real, revolutionary, real revolutionaries, real revolutionaries in Jah army. So keep it locked, the people. Real Stuff podcast. And you hear that? Asante Amen represent.
Give thanks to you, give thanks to your family every time for providing this platform for you to speak once again with the people, you know?
Jojo. So, I go straight into it. No itches whatsoever. And the thing,
yes,
I know over the years you have done a lot of songs. So by now you have a catalogue. When you're performing on stage, you can pull just about any songs that you choose. So,
true.
How is that catalogue today as we speak?
You know, say, I'm glad you asked that question because, you know, say, me I read an article about another artist, you know. And in the article with the artist, in the article that came out today, the artist was speaking about 53 songs where she have a road. And when she said she have 53 songs, I smile and I say, but you know how much me have, because me never really did keep track like that.
Yeah.
Could I say, me have 60, me have 40, me have 100. I mean, I know I've written hundreds of songs.
Yes.
A number of them are even still to see the light of day in terms of record them and for whatever reason purposes don't release them. But if I really do a match span, how much touchy road. Yeah, man, it's scores of tunes they are road though.
Yes.
Yeah, scores of tunes they are road, you know.
Okay.
And we just give thanks, one's interested from them time and even more so in this time for engage for record them, you know, for them love the sound and them love the message. So yeah, man, we just continue to record as long as we feel the spirit, you know.
But the voice is still there, you know, because your voice is, I would put it a unique voice. It have mellow, mellow in it that I would say it's like a lover's rock voice. That is singing spiritual reggae, you know. That's how me classify your songs them that are message songs, spiritual reggae. We always say roots and culture, but me say the spiritual reggae because your music to me, and this is my opinion, I don't know about another person who might chat with you or thing like that. Your music to me, as me say, is the voice of a lover's rock voice because you have melody in your voice. So if you hear that type of voice singing reggae in that spiritual form or realm, it make you want to listen. Because that's how I really came into contact with your music. You understand me? Yeah. I think it was a song you did have named Save Them Jah, cause them mind is so
them mind is funny and them ways it's a dirty.
Alright.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Yes, man. Yes, man. But I write, because in truth be told, I think I've said it a couple times. If people really follow I and them would I know still say. I started singing R&B and gospel music.
Yeah.
So that is where in terms of the emotive and the attempt to be soulful, and to have that kind of caressing attempt to notes and melodies and the music come from is that R&B vibe. I grew up singing Boyz II Men, Brian McKnight, people Bryson and them ones. That's why I grew up loving and appreciating. And then, a lot of the gospel artists like BB and CC Winans, that's where I really focused on. But it's when Garnet Silk as this brother to me, seems to have come from a similar kind of background in the sense that he had to have been listening to blues and these types of music to connect the way he connected and he sang them.
Yes.
It's him now let me start look at reggae music as a genre that I could actually invest in. Because by this time, if I were to go back to high school days, I was writing poetry, but I was also writing hip-hop songs and R&B songs. I wasn't writing reggae songs. I never really connected reggae like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't consider it that melodious a music until Garnet opened the door for me to come in and realize that you had people like Dennis Brown and Ken Boothe and Jacob Miller who really are. That is why for me Garnet means so much. People who overstand Garnet is really the winner to reggae for me. If it wasn't for him, I probably would not have been singing these songs at all.
Yes. Give thanks to Garnet. Give thanks to when I just said Garnet, when I first the song would draw me to Garnet, was the song where I'm saying my mama was my father was something. It's a song where there's an American song named Patches. Yes.
Cause I see you try the best. Now it's up to me to do the rest.
Yeah, that's song.
The way the man sing that tune, man, I chills, brother.
It's an American song named Patches, It's an American song named Patches. I'm depending on you, son. So when Garnet did his version, I said, Mama,
look at that.
I'm telling you, man, it pulled me up, man. Because I used to see Garnet Silk when he come to Miami. Used to come check some brethren with Tony Rebel. And at the time, I think them used to call him Bimbo.
Which is right.
Bimbo, he used to just come at the studio and he used to sing along, I think Derek Morgan was at the studio at the time. Some people say it was Derek Morgan who, invited him, and bring him along. And him and Tony Rebel forward and things like that. I'm gonna ask you a question. I'll do. Me not like do this type of thing, but we're gonna put it in. So, who has been the most important person in your life? And can you tell a little bit about them? Why that person?
So we mean overall.
Overall, man. Overall.
Wow, that's a very good question, and a question me have to stop for a minute and think. I don't know if I could say one person still, personally.
Go along. Go ahead. And if it's even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I probably would have limited it about 3. Critical to my development, and this is not in terms of masculine energy, no. They show me that aspect of life. My grandfather, Franklin Benjamin Black, would be the central person because I never grew with his father. See? So that man would be the central man. He's a man who was a lifelong Pentecostal. At one point he was a bishop, but he in his latter years he was an elder in the church that he joined until him passing. And that man set the foundation or the groundation, Now in terms of outside of him now as a male figure, with dominant and present, and I call him father, is a brethren called Norman Samuel, who again passed away just over a year ago now. And in my early teens up to adulthood, up to what day with him trad flesh, was critical to me, again as a male figure coming from a different perspective because he spent time in America. He also got influenced the nation of Islam, so he was bringing a different kind of regimen, a different kind of discipline, But I want to lick a load though.
Okay, hold
yeah. Nice, yeah. So that man now, Mr. Norman Samuels, now kind of carry on the baton. Cause my grandfather appreciably was about 3 generations ahead of me. So some of the in the street kind of experience where no man and man where I live Jamaica now when I see life certain way. The man they come from St. Mary, the man they done fish for a long time, the man they left the world as they would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just deal with God business. So in terms of being in the street now, for me, in a certain situation, and I navigate me as a young man now to be a man who can deal with street. Mr. Samuels was that man who gave me that guidance. So that man, I'm my father. Now disrespecting the man where connect with my mother now to make me there. Give thanks to him. But he never did it in another way. They may not have a significant point in my life for me can say in terms of development where I can say, him did help me with that. You can't really do that part there. You know what I mean?
True.
Those 2 men, critical to me. Now from the feminine energy point of view, my grandmother and my mother would be those next 2 significant persons because my grandmother balanced with my grandfather. They had an institution of marriage that stretched almost 60 years. So growing up with them, since they were really my primary caregivers, would be the ones who set the example as to what relationships look like, the ups and downs of that. Practicing faith in unison, and learning certain things. Because my grandmother made sure by the time I was 12 years old, I must go and cook for myself, must go and wash clothes, I must understand independence enough to depend on nobody. My grandmother was adamant to make sure that ingrained in my head. So I give my grandmother enough props for them kind of teachings there. And I give thanks to that she's still on in earth today at 96 years young, you know what I mean? So she's still a source of inspiration and knowledge here, and I sit at her fountain of knowledge as regularly as possible to get them knowledge the same way because it's invaluable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
My mother now, may never grow with her, but she tried her best to be in my life. So where schooling is concerned, she tried to make sure say they get that. See? And my father, in terms of the brethren, come together with my mother to make me there. In the latter part of my life, when we could check him now as a big man and say, I want to finish up some studies and complete some things, so I feel like the have certain things. Me give thanks to him, stretch him hand and give me a blessing towards that. So big him for that. That we can say, yes, Papa. We can see you for that part, the give thanks to that is. But all the formative years coming up, my mother struggling, you know what I mean? Mother struggle with 3 youth. But never make any of us feel like she never loved who we are, she never have. She did her best, this is what I want to say. She did her best, you know what I mean? And waiting for she, you know, where she never gets, she makes sure we have. And when she reach a point in her life later on in life when she thinks we past the worst, she go try improve for herself too, because you know, so yeah, she can compete with her youth them too, you know what I mean? So
that's good.
Just to see the struggles of a woman and see a woman overcome trials and tribulations and challenges to make something of herself and to make sure that her children also had a better opportunity than she had. Enough props to my mother for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like how you put it, you know, 3 influential people in your life is 3 family members. You know, not people outside, and that's good. When we can have youths look up to family members as them role models, you understand me, as people, that means say, you know, those people play a significant role into who they are now. You understand me?
Yeah, man, that's true, man. Me kind of, me consider myself very blessed in that sense, you know, say. I must say, me could name 4 persons, but of the 3 of them is family member. I don't like to just say, boy, is a man, is necessarily all of my influences is people outside of my bloodline. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, man, for that.
But it was very good to know, say there was a bridging outside of my bloodline that, as far as me concerned, of the bloodline, just to how the man represents Fyah. So much so that his children and I, we consider ourselves brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? So my family extend to that level there, you know what I mean?
I want you to talk about your unselfishness, because I know that you use one of those artists that I know that you bring other artists into the fold. You understand me? You hear good voice, good music, and you bring them under your wings and try it for the music with them. And I remember why I'm saying that the last time you had a group of artists, and I really thought that was going to go big, because the music with PZ and where I'm called, I can't remember, Clever Roots and all of them people there. So that was the name of the group or whatever, but it was a good bunch of people you had. Tell me how that started now, how you started that project.
Alright. As I say, music as Capleton would say is a mission, it's not a competition. So from when I started singing, I never saw myself as a solo artist. I always wanted to be with ones singing the message, because it was never a me thing, it was never an ego thing. It was, let's do this so that we can get this sound out, get this message out. So it's always been about that fear. Until I eventually became a solo artist and coming through. And just recognizing too, say, I've been fortunate to work with a couple or a few well-known, very big and established artists, as well as I've been around many others. And there has been, I've heard a number of them say that, and if them don't say it, for those that don't say it, others in terms of them action show it, which is them have it rough to get into the business, to make a name for themselves and to establish themselves. And there is a mentality that artists come and go through the same thing, so no man get no free pass, boy. You have to struggle. You have to know hard life and hard knocks in our music to make yourself into the artist you say you want to be.
Yes.
No, when me did I go through and I go from artist to artist and studio to studio and camp to camp, trying to find a home to hone my skills and to become the artist I thought I knew I could be. Let me kind of did that getting kind of hard knock and then kind of lesson there. Yeah, it teach me enough things, yes. But it also showed me a way like, if this pattern don't change, that means I'll keep this pattern going. And I don't consider it a healthy pattern. Not because those in the 60s and the 50s do it to them artists. They can Bob them talk about it, Peter them talk about it. The next generation of artists come and them talk about the producer them with it, a closed door upon them and a closed gate upon them and a fight them. It come in the 90s. It come in the 2002. Me never did a pick it up in them time as a little youth there come through. Me I say, no, that's not the kind of lesson that we need to be perpetuating. So me I say, me never really get big and grandiose as an artist, but me say to myself, boy, if me have influence, if me have a link, me not see why me shouldn't share it, why me can't bread with my brother or my sister. And you know, so I go through certain struggle But I make links, I make associations. Luckily, means a man can talk for myself. Because that's one of the things too. Enough artists have talent, but enough of them are willing to talk to themselves, you know what I mean? Thankfully, you know, me as a youth, we can do that and negotiate and reason out certain things. So, I build up my little thing, my little inroads within the music over time. And then 1 and 2 artists used to come to me and say, yo, they want to collab with me, or they have a song, or they have a sound, and they want to get to a record producer, then want to go up on a show, if we can't help them. Now, the same way me, I should go up on a show, I say, brother, I go kick down the door and beat them, man. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Now go around to the studio, they want forward, me know if the producer got interested, make a roll. Yeah. These are the kinds of things I used to do. I mean, many of the times, so artists, man, approach me with a rhythm. But for whatever reason, I either now feel it, or when I listen to it, I feel like me are not the best fit. Even if him think me is a good fit. Yeah. Me will call one of my brethren and say, brethren, you know, me get a rhythm here. You sound like a your thing, you know. Running in, me make a link. These are the things we just do. I never saw it as if I did it and you, boss, you reach before me, so me I got bad mind you feel. Me never have them kind of consciousness, brother. Me think the music is so hard already as it is. If anything, me I say, my brethren I go reach forward. If anything, you can say, yo, singer, come sing a up and a tune that you know, you know, say you set the pattern. If anything, that way they be a thing, rather than me not go share no link with you, guys, you boss. You can bust before me and you'll get me hype before me and you'll get more girl than me. I never think more than thing, brother. So, with all of that now, set a pattern now, that could have made clever roots now. As a youth, when me used to know, long before there was any music, reach out to me now, as a bigger brother in the music, to say, sing and to say, you do your thing out, and to say, you have some connections and some links. Me, I give you some strength, and me, I say, what you say to me? So, it make me know, say, I start up in label. I'm based in a Senton, and half of my family come from Senton. So I say, all right, we'll link up then now, we'll talk it out and show me what he want to do with him record label and things, which is Clever Roots Productions, him himself as an artist named Clever Roots. And him show me, say, him have connection with PZ and little ear on them, man. I say, all right, cool. Me have a couple singers under my wing now, like Gemstone, Singing Vernon, Kira Roots herself. I have a couple other artists, because we did a link with other ones through their town. So twins and twins, we're brethren and things. We have a number of ones around with Pinchers likewise as a brother. So we have a network of artists where we say, yeah, all right. Yeah, put out some production, we could look at the production them, and we'll fit some artists to it, and we contribute to even getting the music out. So even in that way, bro, whether it was a project who had a production, and he needed financial strength, he needed guidance in terms of the business of music, because thankfully we read some books and know certain little things, as well as having links. We never mean with information, we never mean with sharing, we never mean with helping ones establish themselves. It's Abdel Right, the president, when they end up getting a big deal with you two, them and it bust by a little while until things. Abdel Right can tell you, Abdel Right sat on my veranda, and we did give him the knowledge and thing, and give him a guitar and thing, and he go play, and I'll go guitar they help him to go get the deal, and he come bring it back and give me after a while and say, yes, give thanks back for the guitar, my brother. And Abdel Right, boss and some big artists, you know what I mean? We've been there around enough of these artists when them rising and thing, but it's just the love. It's just a love to the music, and we're meeting along this road that to share the knowledge and the experience. So Clever Roots doing thing, so he brought here them car Senton based massive link up with my team. Okay. And I just say we help put in the financial strength, we help put in the knowledge and experience that we had, and we just came together and did something. The project was oh gosh, it was an original reading from Gregory Isaac. I think A Stranger in Your Town, you know. A Stranger in Your Town, you know. Okay. Stranger in Your Town rhythm. And then build back the rhythm, you know, and all we sing on it. Yes, again, using our media connections, as the I know, because I get the project, you know what I mean? Yeah. Push it like a 2-1. You see what I say? You know what I mean? Even though we could have went into partnership with Clever Roots and the production. But at the end of the day, I never did I push up myself like say, me are the man, me I make sure say, every link we have to get the rhythm and to get the product because we have some artists who we believe in. We have Clever Roots himself as an artist who we believe in. And we have other artists who have come and given us the support now, like the PZ and the Liquor Hero and the Determined and them ones there, and the CN Pinchers again, my brother, where she come give some youth some strength. So we try to make sure we do the best for those who do and invest and believe and give us strength to the mission. So I saw me see it in a give and take. It could never be me, have a me don't share. So Clever could have never did call me and show me feel like say, well, if me help you know, you could have boss left me not gonna do it. Me not live that way there, brother. And me continue until this day. But put artists and rhythm in internationally, make them thing go and do them thing. Make them paperwork. We just do them thing there, bro. And that's so we live in our music.
Seems like you read the book as a man think it. Yeah,
well, we never read the book, you know, but that we live.
Yes. But do you see yourself later on doing behind the scene work like a producer, promoter, you know?
No, you know, I don't see myself do none of them things there.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I see myself I do in our music, because I love the music. Like right now, some of the younger generation artists and we are rise, big up Yaksta going good from St. Mary. And I'm a brethren, law giver from St. Mary. Come, you know, to come sing a hook and one and tune and put in some harmonies. I'm going to do it and Yaksta hear the sound and said, boy, sing me, I beg you for some strength and speed and have a track when I can start out for him. So that is the way I see myself helping now. I really just feel like I just love music for what it is. If somebody wants my vocals to accompany their vocals, or they want guidance, or they want consultation, or they want a different point of view on a situation, and if you say, oh, Santi might can't help you, or Santi might have a link, or Santi might be somebody good to talk to, which happens quite regularly. Me not have no problem doing that because it kind of fits into the life that me make as someone with the end to study psychology to become a psychologist.
Yeah.
So that counseling quality, that listening ear and hopefully giving my brothers and sisters wise counsel is something I see myself I do. But I promoter, producer, no, I'm not really that part there. And I'm calling that.
Alright. We know if this pandemic wasn't affecting the world, what would you be doing now?
Well, you know, such a good question, you know, because
I know, so for the last, I'm going to be honest with you, you know, after 2013, after that, we couldn't get you again, you know, because you've been traveling during the summer, you have shows I do, so I couldn't get you, because I remember, if it wasn't, I think it was 2016, I'm time I reach out to you, and you were supposed to be getting ready to go on a tour. You know?
Yeah, man, true, man. True. I'm glad they bring up all the tour thing. Kind of artists don't recognize to say. So, man, when them say artists are road, you know, sometimes and it look good, like the artists go on tour. Or
you know, while we're talking, me just search my external drive and guess what I find. That folder that you sent to me with Kira Roots. I have a song on it named Sweet Rubber Dub, Determined, All Now, Hero No More, PZ, Them No Know, Asante Amen, Can't Manage, Mickey Melody.
Sweet them, man.
Say, I have all of them.
Sweet them, man. That is the project we are talking about. Yes, man. So the people in can hear that and just know, say, yeah, that was the project we were talking about, you know.
I'm going to play them in the background, you know.
That came forward.
I'm going to put them in the background, you know. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We big up all of them artists that will come through, man, and come give support to the mission. Big up the Pure Roots, Gemstone, Clever Roots, same way, because the whole of them do them things same way, you know? Yeah, man. But yeah, we are talking about the tour vibe, as you say. And the tour vibe, yeah, man, big up Kira Roots. Yeah, and yeah, sometimes we make art. Sometimes you can go out there and it you might go through a whole heap of negotiations that break down before you get one that work. And sometimes you go out there and it's not a bed of roses more time too. Where you go out there and think you're going to scrape, scrape.
Yeah.
And sometimes so you have to end up just go through with the mission because you're out there already, you know. So, for me, that has been my experience. I've taken a number of tours and negotiations to go up on the road that never really materialized. But for those that materialized, I'm grateful for them. You know what I mean? So, as I say, probably if it wasn't for COVID-19, probably because I usually, and this is where I bring up now my Italian family, Ras Tewelde and the whole family in Italy. We have a tour that we do that we call the Coronation Tour.
Okay.
And we do it every 2 to 3 years. So, since I didn't do it last year, 9 out of 10, I probably would have been on tour now looking to forward out of that tour. You know, we got different countries in Europe. And as I say, we're kind of living up His Majesty. Keeping that coronation energy alive and spreading the music and spreading the gospel, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah, more than likely I would have been somewhere in Europe at this time, in some hotel room or some cabin or something.
Cabin.
at this time, you know.
Yeah.
I even sitting on that beach waiting on the show to start, you know. Yeah.
You know, when you're on the road, right? What are some of the I know I've been on the road once with a reggae group. What's that? Yeah. And they try to make themselves happy as best as possible. You know? So what was your happiest moment while on tour?
Wow, the happiest moment, you know, say. I did a show, and I should send you the picture of that show because the picture alone captured the experience. I went to a place. Well, it's not the only place in Italy, for example, that I've been that reggae music had never been played there before. But this particular venue, reggae had been played but turning up by a black reggae artist. So we had the first black man step right there. So the Africans from across the continent that happened to live in that aspect of Italy. And if you could remember the actual place when I tell you, but probably consider the details after. Them see the post of them, you know.
Yeah.
But like them I said, them one that this black man they really go come cause things on reggae for them in the night. So when me reach at the venue now, the amount of love when we get them say, oh, so your mother, yeah. I say, yes, man, I'm there, man. Then we get no false advertising. So, you see, when the show start, man, and the man, and the bridging them sell down the place, and the man say, all right, Jamaica experience now, and the band strike up and run out on the show, brother. When we see all the people them lap up the music, you know, man, and we are singing to the point where, if I'm not mistaken, when we know real revolutionary, I always get the forward. It doesn't matter when we go in a earth. Real revolutionary, ever get the forward.
Okay.
But I think when I sang the song me that I tell you about what day. But I'm going to send the clippings anyway. There is a point when I sing a song, brother, I sing the song and the people then pick up the punchline and start singing. Now remember, so we are talking about people from different languages. You know. I first start in Italy, so it's Italian, so they must speak for them language. And you have the different countries of Africa, wherever they want, they come from Uganda, etc. All coming together and then pick up the punchline and singing. And when they're singing it now, there's a point where I put my hand out. Because by this time now, me spiritually charged.
Yes.
To where me are things because me come to save souls to the Almighty. Because me always start my show them better. When me I put on my hand on because me feel so in sync with what me are saying. When the show done and the promoter sent me clippings of the show, he clicked that picture at that point where my hand is up, my eyes not really focusing on the code like that, and my hand is out singing. And the ones in return put out them hands twice.
Wow. Yes.
That picture, the classic. Yeah, man, that show was a show, man. That show was a show. And there was another show again in another part of Italy, stayed way to where. Now, outside of the fact that not only had they never heard or reggae had not been played there before, they had never seen a reggae artist before neither.
Yeah.
So me go there to go broke them ground there, and them tell me after 45 minutes worth of performance, them say they want more. Put in another half an hour worth of work, and them tell me say
that too short.
This is what reggae music sounds like. Them say they have reggae music like this all the time, because they never know so reggae could have sounds.
That's good, man.
So
that's
me
good.
glad say me can go someplace in the earth come bring reggae there where he never played before, or they never see one black man before sing reggae music before. Come make them know so we do the thing.
Good thing me ask you that question there. Because the listeners and the viewers, they won't hear that. They won't know of that. You know, so such a place. Yes, so such a place exists. Yes.
Yeah, man. Call them thing the document and I can send the item thing and pick the IC. Because even my manager at one point said to me, Santi, but how come people don't
Santi, we never hear that a while ago. We get a little break in transmission a while ago.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, so my manager said to me after me do that last tour, they say, Santi, but all these things you're bringing message and the music to certain little crevice and corner and nobody no know how the people don't realize say I do all these kind of things. And I said to her, sister, probably we should have to come back to Jamaica and come get TVG and CVM and everything and try to do this media blitz thing. But it's like, for me, we did it in the game so long. By this time now, it's like, I'm like, man, again, it's not even a hype thing for me again to try to say, I did this city and that city and that city in Italy. I did this island and that island in Europe and then this country and that and that. Me kind of did, if I was probably younger in the game, those things would have meant more to me. By this time of being and going through the music the way I've done it, I've established my links across the world in various places. And for those who know me, them know what me can do, and them call upon I. And that is enough for you. I just got to go do the work. You know what I mean? And in those cities, in those places, me get the love and me get me constant fan communication, same way and the songs reach to the people them. So, you know, but just give thanks, at the end of the day, anybody who pulls my file and chooses to research Asante Amen's music, you will see the work that we put in, and I hope when you see that to you, I even see the testimonies of what my music has done for people, transforming lives, helping them, all these kind of things. So we just give thanks, bro. You know what I mean? And give thanks to that I could have asked these questions so that ones know to say, yeah, it's not only the big and top tier artists that are doing it. There's a lot of middle tier artists like I and I that is out there spreading this gospel, spreading this word, and representing the culture in a very positive way.
Don't use that word there again, middle tier.
well, not the most, not the biggest of the biggest. If you are putting that way.
Your name is not the most recognized on the list. It's not your name is not the most recognized on the list, but it's on the list. So it's not.
Which is right.
Yes,
which is right.
Yeah. And this is what gonna bring me to the question, because people ask me when I'm here to talk about Asante Amen, and them say, but you might hear the guy maybe one or two times because him dip on a various artist album or whatever. But where him come from? I say Jamaica. Which part of Jamaica? And I say, I think a Boothe. I just throw something out there because I remember one time I was supposed to link up with you in Jamaica. You were in Vineyard Town, supposed to do a show in Vineyard Town. You know?
Yeah, true.
And
true.
I couldn't make it. But you were saying you were going to be in Boothe the next day, so I don't know if it's really Boothe you're from or what. Where officially you're from in Jamaica?
All right, very good question. Complex thing if you ask me now. All right, so I grew up Kingston 19, Meadowbrook.
Yeah, okay.
See? Yeah, man. So I represent the Kingston 19 every time. But at a point in my life now, I move from Meadowbrook now and end up at Spanish Town for a little while. But then now, I end up really establishing a home in Boothe. So we represent for the East, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, man. So Boothe our next place. So right now we're at town, but we represent for Boothe, said we. Yeah, man. And then as I said, no, my mother is a St. Mary native, and my father is a St. Anne native, you know?
Okay. St. Mary and St. Anne can drive from one and go cross.
Which is right.
If them fix that road will lead from the junction, is when you come up at that new road, them have the sign that show you to Ocherios and the next sign show you to St. Mary, you know?
Well, why? You know, my God, if you fix, I mean, I tell you the truth, I drive on the road. I mean, you know, if you fix, I know people will drive on it still.
Yeah. No, but I think they would have something recently with it have a big crack in the middle of the road, and they must say like the dirt, the dirt or the sand, you know, it's a sink. So them cannot fix it and put back a road. Them have to really do some good engineering work on it.
Yeah. Right.
Today I was talking to a brethren about it. So they might have to put some big deep column down into that dirt, you know, test the soil and throw some big deep column into it and just elevate the road a little bit off of the ground and then you know, make it have like an overpass.
Okay. Yeah, really that well line of drive that side still in terms of connecting from St. Mary to St. Anne that way there. So as I said, probably all of that are going to through. So hopefully they will do these things. So many things for the government have to deal with, but they have to deal with it, you know?
Yeah, nothing I forgot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So yes, we in your catalogue. We talk a little bit about your catalogue. But we're going to say you have countless songs, guys. You say it's a lot of songs. You can't even count. I know you have a lot of albums as well.
Because you mentioned the albums, you know. You know, I mean, I really have a lot of albums. The reality with the albums is this now. In terms of what I would consider an official album, but at the same time an unofficial album is the album called Over the Years, which I would have, which had probably like 14 or 15 tracks on it, or I think it's probably 16 tracks I think I had put on that.
Yes.
Now, that was my first attempt with my own record label, High Priest Records, to compile songs that I had been doing. Well, choice songs. I made a number of songs at the time, but we picked some songs and recorded a couple original songs or new songs for that project. And that was from 2011. Now, there was to have been an official album, with my company and a company called Bowman Records out of America. A couple years ago, or a few years ago, because we were contract signing everything for that. And the album did kind of mix down to a point where we basically had the songs. But it was timing that was the issue, because we never wanted to just drop the song them like that. I never have certain muscle and strength behind the project to drop it official. So what the company ended up doing was releasing 2 EPs as a lead up to the album.
Okay.
Whenever really dropped. But outside of that, there have been other EPs. There's been a couple other EPs outside of that has been released to I as well. So what people will probably see is if for those who one know about it, or two would have known and acquired it, is the Over the Years. And I'm even impressed that even until this year, ones from Europe reach out to me to ask where they can get it.
As you see EPs now look at different now, you know. EPs is classified now as a mini album, you know. Because remember, Coffee and this young lady that named her. When both of them won Grammy, it was EP. Her won her first Grammy with an EP, and Coffee came and do the same thing.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because when Coffee get nominated, I never realized that her was an EP she did have. But when Coffee got nominated and I recognized it was an EP, I was like, okay, that's an interesting thing. People don't usually submit EPs for that kind of consideration. But she not only got submitted on the EP, she win it, as the I say. So that was very impressive that finally, because I myself have been of the opinion, Because historically with music, an EP was something that, as far as I could recall, had weight and respect in the music industry. You know what I mean? But then there seems to have now a little shift go on and this focus on album, which me never did really overstand still. But you know, the industry will make or change or modify itself as it goes along.
Yeah, them do them changes as them go along. You know.
Yeah. So I am glad that actually the EPs have given forward that respect. Because in that case, I have at least a 3 or 4 or so EP differently from the unreleased album. And there is an album to be forwarding from a company out of the UK too, so that will be the second official one. And I still have an intention to, if not release it independently, probably boost up or bolster the album that is to be coming from One Harmony music group in UK. Okay. Some of the tune them where me outfit the album I still, you know, say that's one mega album I know say yeah, that's it, you know.
For every artist I ask this question, they give me no answer. Yeah, no answer. So I'm gonna ask you the same question still. Yeah, if you're gonna give me an answer. Of all the songs that you have done, is there any one song there that you love the way it was produced, the way it was arranged? The way it was written, the way it was sung, and the way it would make you feel that you could say this is, you know, my favorite song or one of my favorite songs that I have ever done.
Wow, what a question.
Because no artist, exactly, nobody never say, you know, Franco, that a song of my, not one. So I wouldn't be disappointed either. Let me tell you from now. If you can't do it, I wouldn't be disappointed. We'd just move on to the next one. And the next one, you.
All right.
All right. Go ahead. Try it for outside.
Interesting question. There are number of songs I'm not happy with the end product, to be honest with you. Number of them I'm not happy with the end product.
Okay.
But there are 2 songs that when I hear them or when I heard them, me say, yeah, I think I can ask for more. There are a couple other songs too, but the 2 we're lucky, and when me hear them, I can say, yeah, you can play them and I even have no issue at all. And when me hear them, in terms of even the message as well, you know, it resonates with I, and it gets love. The first one, and again, I big up Asha E out of the Netherlands, because he did produce that. That song, we call that song, you know, Make Me Rich. Yeah, Make Me Rich are one of them songs the way. Is one of the songs that me say, yeah, me love it from start to finish, no itching, no questioning. See? And then the second song now is a song where me do when me tell on the up to the time rhythm. Yeah. Me I say flip it next. Yeah,
here what me I go do. Here what me I go do for you, cause you see, this to me, this is one of my favorite songs. Yeah, you do a couple of songs, and I like 3 songs out of all of them, and this one is one I'm gonna play it for the listeners. Then make them hear it. All right. You're supposed to hear it in the background right now. Okay, so I'm going to drop it for them. All right. Take it from the top one more time. Keep holding on. Rastafari rules and
Victory is near, my brother. Salvation is close. So keep holding on, keep holding on, keep holding on to the child. Yes, victory is near, my brother. Salvation is close. So keep holding on, keep holding on, keep holding on to child. Your sticks and stones cannot break my bones, no, 'cause I'm made of 100% Rastafari steel, molded by his divine wisdom and by his grace and glory. Every nation shall bow before him, Lord. Yes, understand that he's the man who formed.
Wicked tune, I'm telling you.
Hey, but
As
that's
the
that
people them hear that.
I play that tune there.
The melody, this is what me tell you, sir. The melody are the high voice. For the songs them where you sing, me classify them as spiritual reggae. You understand me? Roots and culture too, yes. But for the voice, the melodiness of the voice is a lover's rock voice there I have. You understand me? So anybody who are here this morning, this evening, wherever them is in the world, them we understand what me I say. You understand me? I don't hype me, I hype it up. You understand me? This is not hype. You remember, you know, when Bassa hear this, you know, me send this to Bassa, you know, and Bassa hear the song, you know, Bassa. Bassa say, Franco, I want to meet this youth. And the rest is history, my people. I won't go no further with that. Asante can't talk about that.
Serious. Hey, let me add something. All right, fit the scene with when you do the thing, which is one. The other song is Forever Loving Jah. See? So yeah, so them tune there, Make Me Rich and Forever Loving Jah. My two favorite tune out of my own catalog.
Okay.
But you see this tune, you know, this production, as you know, so Joseph Culture Hill is on that project, see?
Yeah.
Now you see that project, as it's produced by Benji, big up Benji and Benji there. You see me go Italy for my second tour. I went to Rastafari communities, and trust me, brother, before the message reach out to boy Asante come and Rasta Reggae come and thing. And one of the brothers was so happy to hear that I was coming to that portion, to that section of Italy. And he sent a picture through one of my students. He said, yo, make Asante see this. And when she saw a picture, the man have the album, brother. What have that tune there upon it? They keep holding on. Man say, yo, that song you make me know you. That tune ya. Brother,
so
they say, well, the art is so full.
Yeah, man, a big tune, man, a big tune. Not telling a lie.
That was a true, but I right, man. God want me give thanks to them from the right hand, to the right vibration and recording at the right.
I don't know if you're hearing this song in your headphone at the background, right?
Oh, you mean? You mean?
No.
Yeah, hear it?
When you tell me about this song, you know, Forever Loving Jah, right?
Yes, I.
And that was recently. And you say you want that song to use when we're putting out the podcast in the background, right? And I sent it to my little editor, Bridget, and I said, make sure so this song, even if you have to loop it, put it right through the whole song, but in the speech, you know, when you start this with the, you know, give us a teaching of His Majesty. This part of it must come out in the song, and then you have this at the background. Him turn to me and him say, Franco, may I listen to the beat of this song, you know. I love it because you send me another one with this guy named Ras Tewelde.
Tewelde.
Yeah, Tewelde, yeah.
Yes,
but it's my virgin I talk about it, you know, Ras Tewelde. Him say, I love that song. Them say, why you never put that song there in my background? I say, because the song they're not basing up off of the chat session. Him say, no man, I want the nicer, you know. So I sit down and listen to it when it first said, because when it came into my email box, I was on my Gmail account and I saw it and I said, oh, Asante send me the song. And when I listen to it, I said, this a boom, man. This a boom. That's why I know. So, it was in the pandemic. You'd have somewhere off in Europe right now for true.
Yeah, man, that's true, man. And you see Tewelde, but I you there. Love the brother with a perfect love, man. As you can see, the collaboration we do is a vibration, but we've done some work together. We've done some work together, and there's some material to forward where features him and myself again in combination style as well as on a production as well. And people can look out for some serious vibration, you know. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, that's true, yeah, man. The truth yourself. Yeah, man. Big up Jam Rap Records for that too. Yeah, man.
I'll give them a peace side too before we finish up, yeah? So let me bring it in. All right.
Be true to yourself. Take off the mask you wear to please the system. Don't allow nobody to tell you what to say. Remember, life is more than 9 to 5 every day. So only do what your inner self deserves. Take a walk, meditate and bow your earth. Though it's difficult, don't appreciate no tears. A change and not something for you face. Be true to yourself. True to yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't be afraid to change. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. So burn off the crosses, hold some eyes, start to see life for what life is worth. Take off the wool if your eyes covered.
Yes, Asante Amen.
Yes, man.
You know, I want to know. This is the next thing I want to know. Your name, Asante Amen. How you get it anointed onto the eye?
All right. Good one, bro. All right, so the Asante part right now is really research, bring it really to the fullness. But I originally know I used to use the name Ashanti.
Okay.
Now, as enough ones know, say a number of ones here, not only in Jamaica but in the Caribbean, are from the Ashanti tribe.
Yeah.
So out of that connection with the Ashanti people from that perspective, as well as historically we know that at a point in the whole slave trade thing, when the Ashanti people really realized what it had gone, the ones that begin to put up resistance against the ones that we had tried look slave for the white man themselves a come to try get iron and put on them ship.
Yes.
Ashanti tribe, as the Ashanti found kingdom, I shouldn't even say the tribe because we born the tribe thing. The Ashanti kingdom, then the warriors began to put up resistance against that. So it's when I came into the knowledge of that and recognizing again that and I was by this time steeped in black consciousness and African consciousness. I take on and I name it to myself out of what I knew the people to stand for.
Okay.
But then like everything else, so man grew and man get more knowledge and man get more understanding. We begin to check out and say, well, what do these names mean? Because we can't take on a name just because. So when I research Ashanti now, I recognize that Ashanti really means strong black woman or strong African woman.
Okay.
So me I say, no, me can't have a name there. So me say, me like the name in terms of the ring and everything. So knowing I people, if you have a feminine energy name, you must have a male energy name likewise. So now when I check it out now, I find say the Kenyan variety of the name, which is Asante. Represented for the males, and that name now meant thank you or thanks. Now, so me realized that now the name was not simply me taking on the name unto myself, but appointed by the Most High. Because from I came into righteousness or consciousness until this day, anyone will know I am power with I long enough know say whether I agree to you or whether me depart from your company, or even as your reasoning, depending on what you're saying to me, I'm going to say give thanks. Yeah, man, give thanks.
Yes.
So if you realize now, say, we take on a name, eventually getting to the male name, the right name for me as a man, knowing that the name means thanks, was someone else say, yeah, I find me for other name, I know, because the name means thanks. No, the Asante Amen, the Amen part of the name now, not that other cultures don't have it, but I work with the earliest culture, and the earliest culture of pronouncing this name was Egyptian. And in that time of my development, as I said, through the black consciousness, we know is one of those ones who believe, say, Egypt is rightfully ours, is not theirs. So we claim Egypt as part of our legacy and history. And in the whole God pantheon that they have, Amen is one of those gods still. Amen, 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 Amen. So me click into the Amen vibration. Now ultimately, Amen just really means the unseen quality of God. See? So when I recognize it, Amen really represents the unseen, and we is one of those, as consistent with what we were speaking about in our last discussion about God and about the nature of God. I mean, I tell you, Yahweh meeting there. Okay. We represent and we recognize that Yahweh is an unseen energy that manifests itself as and when and however he or she chooses. So it's the unseen power of the Most High. That is where I give all of my ISIS to. So to have Amen now as the second or my last name in that sense means thanks unseen, which is actually my philosophy spiritually. Okay. So I had to enjoy, you know. I couldn't either come up with that out of my own iris. It would have had to have been Jah.
All right. My next song you hear in the background I play. Hard Time Pressure. And it is now manifested in this time. Right? Because I know this song was done a long time.
Yes, I.
And this is not a political question, even though some people might have used it and say Black Lives Matter and way matter and all of that matter and this matter. But how do you see us as a people reaching our true potential and getting worldwide respect without we have to go in the street and ask for it? That's the question before we wrap up.
For a start, there is no simple answer to that, and there's no one way to arrive at that desired goal either. But I take heart and believe firmly in what Marcus Garvey advocated in 1912. Marcus Garvey, in one of his letters, while he was overseas to one of the more notable black men in a time and space, coming to Jamaica. In that letter that he wrote to that person, he said, he outlined the pressures of the black portion of Jamaica, which is actually over 90% of the population. And said basically, because we have been taken away from our roots and our culture, our heritage and our legacy, those who are white or those who are brown, very few, the less than 5% of the population are the ones in control. And there are those among us who have that dark hue, who believe in aspiring to the so-called desired position or society or place in society. They have to divide themselves or divide and rule themselves. To fit with those by cutting out themselves from the road. So Marcus Garvey said, whether you do that or you don't do that, the only way for a black man rise is education.
True.
So you have to educate yourself.
Absolutely.
Now, when Marcus Garvey said that now comes around to one of the foundation teachings that you get from Egyptian philosophies, which is man know thyself. So, on the way, I and I as a collective, as a people, as a race, as a nation, can really rise if we want to get educated, arm yourself with knowledge. See? And once you arm yourself with knowledge, then we can see amongst ourselves where the weaknesses are, fill those weaknesses, and try to arrive at an understanding of cohesiveness, communal consciousness. Because all other races or all other nations, when you really check it out, even if they have disagreements in certain points or certain principles or certain philosophies, there is still a commonality amongst them.
True.
You know what I mean? And they will work for the bigger picture. I and I, as Black African people of color, we need to see the bigger picture. There should have been no reason why I and I, that is in America, England, and Canada, don't form economic blocks, form social blocks, and have stronger relationships with the Caribbean as black nations or nations of color, having a stronger collaboration with the African nation and creating a real black. But we're not doing that. You know what I mean? We're still waiting on certain persons to give us permission to fly through their zones to create airplane links from Jamaica or the Caribbean to certain places on the continent of Africa.
Yeah, when we can't go the other way. When we can't go the other way around. We don't have to go to Europe,
bro. Precisely, bro. We don't need no man to give you no permission to do that. See, but we have to educate ourselves and we have to become strong in ourselves. As I say, man have to know themselves. You see, man, say. Like, we don't do that, man. We're gonna have to be, bro. Have to be. Have to be, you know what I mean? So, as I say, it's not an easy thing. Because even in a man knowing himself, that can be taken a million different ways. For example, on the simple issue of spirituality. There's a section of I know who are harping on Hebrew Israelite vibration, and telling us, you come from that country, so you are from that tribe. You come from that country, you're that tribe. See. But the man them come with the man them deal with it in such a way that the man them say, if you not see it for them way, then you know what I mean, it's like your last are, you know what I mean, it coming like they don't even want to group up with you then. And I said, no, that can't work.
True.
You know what I mean? Because if you is a Christian and you is a Muslim, means Rasta, you is a Hebrew Israelite, you is a Jew, black Jews are rise now.
Exactly. Tell them again. And we are the real Jew, but most people don't ever see it and realize it that take it away from us and said them a Jew.
Yeah.
And them never say them a Jew, them say them Jewish.
Right. But may I tell you that my vibe is outside of all of these different spiritual or religious allegiances, we as black people might align ourselves to. To me, the bigger issue is when we put all of it together, whether you say you're Christian, Rasta, Black, Jew, Hebrew, Israelite, Muslim, the fundamental, the common denominator is that we're all black. So if we're all black, let's get together to make the thing work. Rather than divide and rule over who was say Jesus, who was say Selassie, who was say Allah, who was say Yahweh, who was say some different kind of name.
None of that
it's necessary, brother. That's how we mean it.
Asante, we could have taken another hour and chat with you. But we know time was crucial, so we crunch it till we reach here. So,
but we give thanks, though. We give thanks, trust me.
Before we close out, is there any song you want me to play?
Wow.
Yeah, any song. Because I think me have all of their songs. I think me have everything, you know. You me a brag.
No, but not to lie. If you don't have 100%, you have 99.
True.
And I say, which song would I love that I feel at the program with right now? You know what I'm saying? No, I wouldn't say only Rastafari. I think that is one of the songs when most ones know for me across the world too. You know, you play real revolutionary. You know, say I really love it for end with for real. Make Me Rich.
Make Me Rich.
Because you see that song, you know, even in terms, yeah, man. How that song they start, it's actually a prayer what me I give to the Most High. So it kind of capture the message and it kind of capture the fire that I have, you know. Yeah, man. So we can feel it with that vibration there for you.
So Make Me Rich, Asante Amen.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Jah alone me praise. Me no praise man, cause the human flesh is prone to corruption. So me no care if this no make me rich. A righteousness man not deal with it. Hey, I me no care if me no turn in a star. Rastafari overall. Hey, yeah. Me no care if this no make me rich. A righteousness, man, not deal with. Hey, I'm in the care if in the sun in the star. Rastafari over all. Oh, Jah, I come before you, asking for prosperity and fulfillment of my heart's desires, oh Lord, and your commandments. Some of them who are do your work, change and start put all them ego first. So I think
yes, yes, indeed. Make Me Rich by Asante Amen. So Asante, this is all we say. We wrap it up. Make Me Rich.
Yes, I.
But before you leave,
blessings again to the eye.
Yeah.
Blessings again to the eye and the whole audience for listening in. You know, I mean, if them send feedback to the eye, I love to hear from them what they must say. But it's love to the eye, love to the whole family. May the Most High continue to keep and bless the eye every time. See?
Amen.
Aye.
Yes, I mean, no care if this no make me rich. A righteousness man not deal with. Hey, and me no care if me no turn in a star. Rastafari over
Drop it again.
Yeah, man, it's Asante Amen representing right now for Franco and Flavius on the Real Stuff podcast. Kayewa, the man, them are real, revolutionary, real revolutionaries, real revolutionaries in Jamaica. So keep it locked, the people. Real Stuff podcast. And you hear that? Asante Amen represent.
here if me not turn in a star. Rastafari over. Me no care if this no make me rich. Rastafari.
Yes, so you've just heard the final segment of a two-part series with Asante Amen. And I'm telling you, that was wonderful indeed. The last series, just deal with his music. And, you know, and how he started out and things like that. And how we got other artists involved as well. So with that... we come to an end, and we just ask Flavius to round it off with his one bits. Go ahead, Flavius.
Yeah, we passed through another week and we are heading for a new week next week. So everybody just have a wonderful weekend. Stay good, stay safe. As they say, hold tight and be good.
Yes.
Take it away, Franco.
And also we thank all of you for taking time out of your schedule and to be a part of the show with us as well. We ask that you will like, share, and subscribe. And tell your friend and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the Real Stuff podcast is on, and it's all about the Caribbean, uniquely Caribbean. Queen Lubafu to take us out with the Our Father prayer in the Garifuna language.
You lead us to full. You belong far away. yawo ajugwala le babu seru lida mua lida sumpula lida mua lida sumpula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out of sight. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Surely I clean her eyes. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. But this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play you, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I forget out of sight. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Surely I a clean pair of heels. I say,
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Gone through the door. Take away ourselves.
Unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.